Happy Sunday. I come on every Sunday to share insights and hopefully share a little bit of value. I'm also going to answer questions. And if you ever want to ask a question, the easiest way of doing that is being in my club. All the questions today initially are going to come from the club. A very happy Sunday, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend so far. My name is Adam Holmes. I'm a songwriter from Edinburgh in Scotland. And over the last 15 years or so, I've been making records and building my profile as an online artist. And the reason why I started to build my profile as an online artist is just because I had a kid when I was 27 years old. I had a daughter. She is now seven. She's seven, which is crazy. And yeah, I've been making records and touring all over the world. But then I decided when she was born that I wanted to be around more for her and find a way to make a living out of my music, which was more based around working online and meeting good people online and building communities online. And so that's what I've been up to for the last few years. Hey, Katrina. Hey, leave her alone. Hello, everyone. So, yeah, what I have now is I have a club. Excuse me, there are 1,000 of us in there. And inside of my club, I coach on creative confidence. And also, I offer online movies. Obviously, I live in the most beautiful city ever. You can see behind me, it's a really gorgeous city, and I get to spend my time here. And so I decided, why not just share that with the world? I remember once walking really clearly. Peru Lover says, "Hello, mate, can you see this chat?" Yes, I can. I remember walking once and just thinking, man, I wish the world could come to me. And what's so cool now about building stuff online is that is what I'm doing, which is just amazing. I'm just going to let my club know I'm live now. And everyone who's in the club, you're totally welcome to ask any questions. If you're not already in the club, I want to invite you to come and join us in the club. And if you're not sure how to do that, it's really simple. All you need to do is comment club, and I'm going to send you a link to come and join us. Hey, Lynn in Alabama. Hello, Lind in Norway. Hi, Michelle in the US. Hello, everyone. Great to see you. Hey, Rachel. Good morning, Julian. Hope you're all well. So yeah, we're going to get into a few questions. This week I've really just been thinking about how tough it is to make something good. We have been making a film, and the film's called Edinburgh Man, and what it is an exploration of my best songs and stories and also the beautiful environment of Edinburgh. So we've been going around all over Edinburgh filming content, and the film is pretty much nearly done. And that's really exciting. But throughout the process, I was just knackered, man. I was really struggling. And it got me thinking a lot about what it is to be a professional, to create results as a professional. And the way I would define it, hiya Dave in Canada, the way I would define being a professional is the ability to consistently create results, irregardless of how we feel. Peru Lover says, hope you're well, been enjoying the content, keep it coming. I certainly will, absolutely. Yeah, so the ability to create results in spite of how you feel. And that's a lot of my life as someone I've made 10 albums, I've built 700,000 followers. So a lot of my life is there's just times where I really don't feel like making stuff. But if you're able to just experience the negative thoughts in your brain and experience the negative emotion in your body you can get whatever you want in life, which is so cool and so exciting. And I kind of find it trippy to think about how many of us avoid going after our goals simply because we're afraid of experiencing a negative emotion. I just find that a really interesting thing to think about, because when you break it down, what is a feeling? All a feeling is really is a vibration in your body, right? And some vibrations feel really good, like, hope and wisdom and kindness and happiness. They all feel amazing. But then self-doubt, negativity, anger, pain, frustration, those feel bad. And it's interesting to me to consider what my life would be like if I actively avoided vibrations that were hard to experience. So some examples of when I have experienced a lot of negative vibration and it's put me in a better situation has been the willingness to feel hunger, to feel dissatisfaction around eating and stop overeating. That's one example. I used to be 18 stone. I managed to get down. I think I'm about 11 stone now. Another one has been all the times that I've done gigs, and I heard this really funny idea once that said, it was a joke by the comedian Chris Rock, and he said at a funeral, people would rather be in the casket than on the stage talking, right? And it's a joke, but also it's totally true. Like, most people are very, very, very afraid of public speaking, and it's just because they haven't really done it. So for me, performing in front of doing thousands of concerts, performing in front of, probably hundreds of thousands of different people across the years, that is something that I've been willing to put myself through. I've been really willing to put myself through the negative emotion for long enough to create a skill set. Or when I was just starting out in building my social media, I felt embarrassment, but I was willing to feel that embarrassment, willing to put myself through the experience of just feeling embarrassed and feeling like it wasn't going to work and feeling negative emotion. And so many of my clients who I'm helping to get great results in their life, if I'm helping them grow their social media or make more money or grow their artistic practice or create boundaries or have a better relationship with their kids or whatever, generally when I'm teaching them, or not teaching them but helping them uncover their kind of wisdom, the number one thing is just the willingness to experience that kind of negative emotion. And when you really think about opening yourself up to negative emotion, it's amazing how powerful that actually makes you. So just recently when I was making this film of Edinburgh Man and going around Edinburgh and filming, and it was just so hard, man. I think how people imagine it to be when they make creative stuff, they imagine that if you do it for a job, that it just feels like it does when you do it for a hobby. But what I want to offer is anytime you do anything other than a hobby, like if you're doing it as a job, the whole meaning of it being a job is that you're a professional, is that you're able to show up when you don't feel like it, and is that you're basically able to do it without necessarily feeling good. I went and saw a movie last night. It was the new new Paul Thomas Anderson film, and it was absolutely brilliant. Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and I just felt so struck by the work involved in making a film. Is just incredible, especially given that I just made a shorter form film, only 50 minutes long, with my songs and stories. And seeing this Paul Thomas Anderson film, I just felt very, very struck by how much work goes into that kind of way of living. And when we say work, what do we really mean? Well, I think a lot of the time what we actually mean is simply to be open, be willing to experience that kind of negative emotion that comes when we put a big goal intentionally in front of our paths, Wow, look at the background, it's beautiful. Absolutely. I love to hear you sing. I want to see it. Well, yeah, sure. That's not what I'm doing today. But yeah, I'm glad that you like me singing. That's nice to hear. And if you want to hear me sing, one of the easiest ways you guys can do that is come and join my club. It's only $1.50 a month. And it's a little bit like having a little cinema in your pocket. It's a wee bit like having a little creative health coach in your pocket. And what's cool is you can access all that great content anytime. I'll be back on later on singing as well on the live. Right now I'm just on for a Q&A, and all questions come from people inside of the club. So if you're in the club, you can totally ask a question and I will answer it. I'm just going to send a couple of links out to people who are keen on coming to join the club. Ellen, we'd love to welcome you. Excuse me, I've just sent you a link there. And thank you, Robin. God bless you too. God bless all you guys. And if you want to come and join the club, comment club. Hey Dana, how's it going? Hope you're doing really well. Janet from the club asks, Adam, in the age of AI where content can be created and distributed faster than ever, how do you personally boost and protect the authenticity of your content so that it continues to stand out and connect with your audience? One of my biggest predictions in terms of AI and where it's going to take things is that live streaming is going to become more and more important. So, for example, I'm here with you right now in real life. And what that means is, yeah, you can see a piece of my content and connect it, hopefully connect it. Hey, Robin, I'd love to send you a link to the club. Cheers for reaching out. But I could see more and more that the currency of video is going to change a lot because, Janet, like you say, there's just increasing capacity for people to create it and distribute it. And there's no doubt about that. That's where things are going. So I guess the way I look at it is my whole team is me and my phone and my laptop. That's it. I've got this phone that I use and I literally just film content like that and put it online. I don't try and push it too much. I don't try and fine tune it too much. And I also have my club, and that's the way that people can know that's the real me. That's the easiest way for people to, like just today in the club we were chatting about whether certain accounts were the real me, and because we've got the club and got the WhatsApp group, it's a really easy way of authenticating the content, which is really cool. Also, what we're going to start doing in the club, which I'm really excited about because I think it'll be fun, is having secret questions. So I'm going to put secret questions into the club, and then if people are struggling to know whether it's the real me or not, there's going to be a series of questions that they can then go and ask that person, and that'll be a really quick way of finding out whether or not it's the real me. So yeah, there's some ways that I'm starting to think about how I can authenticate myself in the world. And never unless a blue tick, friends. That's all I'd say. My true accounts have got blue ticks, so just be careful. Lulu from the club is asking, good morning. Good morning to you, Lulu. How do you juggle everything life throws at you and still have time to enjoy your passions? Well, I think enjoying things is like a pressure that we put on ourselves that can make life unintentionally more unenjoyable. I think it's well intended. I think we think, oh, I need to enjoy my life. I need to enjoy this day. I need to feel good today. But actually what I want to offer you is that maybe the impulse and the desire to want to feel good is actually something that can hold you back from enjoying your life. Whereas, in my experience, if you have zero expectations from your life and you live more in alignment with your values, then you're much more likely to live a really fulfilling life. I think fulfillment is a much better metric to judge the quality of your life on than enjoyment, because enjoyment could be passing pleasure, It could just be anything kind of vapid and anemic that passes through your experience. But living in fulfillment, living within your values, is something that you have a wee bit more control over. So I don't tend to look for balance. It's not something I'm interested in. What I look for is living in alignment with my values. What does that mean for me? For me personally, that's being a present dad, protecting her, providing for her, giving her a strong mindset, giving her tools to emotionally regulate herself, serving as an example to people who come from traumatic backgrounds that you can live a great life, even if you come from that kind of background, serving as an example of a courageous person, putting myself out there. Those kind of principles are things that I live by. So some days feel enjoyable, some days don't feel enjoyable, but I know that if I'm living in that kind of alignment, it's pretty hard to mess up my day, because it's just the consistent practice of showing up and being myself and the better part of myself, because obviously I have the base level part of myself that just wants to like eat ice cream and lie down. We all have that. But I think seeking pleasure is often the thing which leads you actually into some of those negative places. So my perspective, Lulu, would be don't look to enjoy your passions, look to live in your values. That would be my 2 cents. And anyone else with any questions? Yeah, Heather says, by the way, all questions come from the club. Please do come and join us in the club if you're not already in there. If you want to join, comment club and I shall send you a link. If you can afford to come and join me, it's a really big help, because Spotify, Apple Music don't pay me anything. So if you ever got any value out of any of the content I create, please do come and join the club. It's basically free, but it's a huge help, and you're going to get access to all my best content and access to the real me, which is cool. Heather asks, in a world where everything is so fast paced and it seems like we just never stop, what do you do to relieve stress and relax? I think a lot of people are coddling themselves, honestly. This is why I take this question with a pinch of salt, Heather. I think a lot of people think that they're being loving to themselves, think that they're being kind to themselves, when actually they're avoiding living inside of their value, their truth. And so I don't think we need that much rest. You know, like a bee isn't having a bubble bath and wearing like a dressing gown and repeating affirmations. Like, a bee is about its business. Find out what your business is and then get busy living. You know, real life is lived in the arena. Real life is not lived in your mind or lived in rest. Does Tidal pay you better? No, none of them really pay artists like enough to live on, even though they make, I mean, the CEO of Spotify is a billionaire, but artists don't make money off streaming. So you just have to know that. And yeah, I think find your purpose. Find your purpose. Find the thing that makes you want to get up in the morning, and then just get to work. And I would let go of the idea of resting. What do you want to rest for? You've had your whole life. You had your whole childhood. And now you're a grown-up, and the time for rest is over, and the time to create and serve and inspire and be an example is here. And that's really what you want. You really want that sense of fulfillment in your life. And you can be really tired, but really feel like you have given a lot of value to the world, which is, in my view, the best way to live. Thanks so much to everyone in the club for all your questions. I hope you have enjoyed today's wee chat. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Please do come and join my club if you haven't already. It's only $1.50. You're not going to miss it, and you're going to get access to all my best content. If you ever got any value out of anything I do, it's like a way that you can tip me. Come and join the club. If you want to join, comment club, I'll send you a link and I shall chat to you soon, friend.